to 91%. And shirt looks like cutting it out. I don't know how well I'm sounding, but the pole has taken readings throughout the past 3 days. That looks from the second go round of wind, and at the base, metal clamps around the base, and then there's a chrome strap around that's cracked also. That was the third thing that cracked. So we're still up and at 'em. Power is still not on. There is still no power here. I think power went out at 2 a.m. this morning. I'm guessing somewhere roughly around that time. But yeah, we've just been hanging out. I got the umbrella here. Why don't I go ahead and take you outside with me? We look at the bottom there, you can see that metal strap, little band, and then this thing cracked right here. See the crack right there. If you look at the towel, I don't know if you can see from here, come through, look at that tear, if you can see it. Still got some pretty good wind gusts. Here's the piece of pipe from the first time the pole fell over. I was able to cut that. Even with this umbrella, I'm getting pretty wet. Whew. The wind just blows it everywhere. Let's see if I may have to put the camera down for a second. Hold on. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base with everyone. Say this thing has been a really fun journey. I think the majority of the storm is over. It's just getting a bunch of rain now. Once this is all said and done and the rain has stopped, I guess we'll try to figure out what we're going to do. To show you this. This is my spot. You guys get a crack out of that. The grinder. I was able to put a bulb and pull it out a little bit over to see the flag. It worked. My tripod. Over here. Sorry for the shakiness. Grabbing the tripod. Should have done this beforehand. But we're getting a tripod open here. Sorry. One second. Oops. Lids down on this. Yeah, it kind of gets boring sitting around a house with no power. Back in the woods, looked at swamp number 1. There's 3 of them out there. And it's right up to the breaching point where it starts going into swamp number 2. The creek going into swamp number 3 has no water flow through it at all right now. Went down to the river this morning. If you guys want to see on a previous video, I went down to the Waccamaw River to see how high it was. It wasn't that bad, really. I think we'll see a lot of that river rise in the next 2 days. Pretty comfortable out. I'd say it's 75 degrees, 76 degrees, something like that. The humidity in my house is way high. It's like 78%. Saw Cindy out here today. I think he was walking her dog. The other neighbor lady has 2 dogs, and they must have snuck out of her house. She came running over here with her umbrella, yelling at her dogs. Come on! Got him back. The redneck rain gauge. I could go out there and show you guys that. I did take a couple pictures that I plan on putting up if the power comes back on. Yeah, we're here. We got 3 people in the room. It's still raining. Still moving like 3 miles an hour. Baby steps. 5-gallon bucket is almost to the top. I'll back my redneck rain gauge. Got a couple pictures to upload as soon as the power goes on. Hello, Darren Lambert. Welcome to the room. Iffy, that was my nickname in high school. My coach gave it to me. Coach said, I always said, well, what if the guy goes down here and puts a pick there, and what if he does this, and what if he does that, and there I got it. The name Iffy still sticks with a lot of people. I remember, was it Kevin Russell, I think, made a sign, or David did, "Ifference makes the difference." Yeah, the power went out last night about 2 a.m. So I've been rocking without power. I'm on the cell phone here. The little thing in the car wasn't charging. If it was barely doing it. So I brought it inside on this power port charger and got it up to 91%. So we're going to rock and roll here for a little bit. Love you, Erwin, Leanne. Oh, love you too, Leanne. Yeah, I can't believe this 5-gallon bucket is almost full. I mean, I guess I can. 3 days of rain. I'm surprised the pole made it through the night. Very surprised. It has been going back and forth, back and forth. I thought it would just finally snap off. The towel does have some rips where the carabiners go through the holes. They are stretched out. I'd say roughly 2 inches. There's little stretches in the towel on each hole, each carabiner. I can't see high enough on the t-shirt if there's really anything going on. I feel like Team Shirt has a little bit of an advantage right now. Yeah, I've got this large blue umbrella. This thing, sweet, works pretty well. I've been wearing my cowboy boots all day, even though I have rain boots. I never put my rain boots on. Probably should have. Well, I walked out there to the vending machine, got me a Mountain Dew. Get caffeinated. Whew. Yeah, it's actually coming down pretty good right now. 10 minutes ago, I wasn't doing this. I don't know, maybe a little longer than that. 15 minutes ago. We definitely don't have an HD camera here. This is just my camera on a $30 telephone. Yeah, the 4G LTE through here has been hit and miss. All morning I wasn't able to do any video inside, but then yeah, it'd come and go. Drove down to the river and checked that out. I think video stayed through that, but they said it was cutting in and out. Large pine tree there behind the flag is still holding on. I got an aquarium down here. I should have turned that aquarium upside down, and I could have measured that. $55-gallon aquarium. I had some brim in there and catfish, and had a blue crab in there once. So Aaron, what did you do during your Kirk? I watched the poll. Got a message from work saying that they plan on reopening Monday. Sent a text out. Trying to see who can work. Some people are ready to go back to work. put a towel down. The water isn't coming in all over my floor. Motels. We'll leave the light on for you. That was a fun little play around. A little poison. That was a little unskinny Bob. Yep, still raining. Storm still moving 3 miles per hour. West southwest. Big old Florence. We're watching Hurricane Flo on the radio show. guess I could show you all this. I mean, while I was out walking around. Oh, West Virginia here. Gary Morrison. Welcome in, buddy. Look what I got here, pal. Got some of those muscadine grapes. The hurricane done blew the grapes right off the vine, so I didn't have to climb up there and get them. Been eating them all morning, spitting the seeds to the side. I'm going to save those seeds. Might have a use for them one day. Welcome to the room, everybody. Storm's moving 3 miles per hour. It's boring. That pole has not broke. I did run out there towards the beginning of this video. Went out there and kind of showed the damage of the pole that I cut off and the other joints that were weak. Let me show you guys. Look at one of these muscadine grapes. Look at this thing. I mean, it's just a small one. Really, they get much bigger. Thick skin. No, I've not been out there cutting on the towel. Look at that. Look at that grape. I'm gonna eat it. Throw the case. I have not been cutting on the towel. The towel where the carabiner is on both spots, there is a pretty good rip. About 2 inches long on each spot where the carabiner went in. The shirt, I can't really tell. I can't see that far up. And with the camera, I can't tell just by looking at the camera. Got 4 people in the room now. We're back here at Hurricane Florence, and this is day 3. 5-gallon bucket, the redneck rain gauge is almost full. We got maybe 3 or 4.5 inches or something like that to the top of the bucket. And they'll dump it out and let it fill back up, and we'll see how many total inches we get of rain. I walked back to the first swamp. There's 3 swamps back behind. We've been talking about that for the past couple of days, but there's 3 swamps back there. I walked back to the very highest elevation swamp and then looked up to the breaking point, or the where it starts to overflow. And I'd say another 5 or 6 inches, that'll start flowing into the second swamp. The second swamp has not started pouring into the third. This morning there was no water running through there down a bit. I can't upload it just yet, but I'll get that once the power gets back on. Yeah, we went without power sometime around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. last night. I went to bed. Yeah, how many inches in a 5-gallon bucket? I haven't measured that. I have not measured that. I really should have. I meant to do that too. I don't think I have a 5-gallon bucket in the house. I could just run over there. Yeah, let me take a look. I'll run out real quick. Okay, so to the top of the 5-gallon bucket, that's 15 inches. Yeah, they said 20 inches of rain was what South Carolina would get a month, and they were talking about getting 20 inches in 3 days. Yeah, we're on my phone now, so the picture, I don't know if it's as good or not. This is a pretty cheap phone. I walked up to the front here, and I actually drove out too later on, but no trees are laid down in our neighborhood. I drove down to the river this morning. That's a separate video. Oh, Joe PR in the room. Hello, Pullmaster. I'm here. You are here. I don't know if you heard, the towel is taking a beating. The carabiners through both holes have stretched a hole into the towel about 2 inches long on each carabiner. The towel is so going down. I know, I'm looking at the shirt. I can't tell because it's further up there, but it's just fine. Doesn't look like there's anything going wrong. Call Cindy, for real. She was out here earlier. Yeah. I didn't get her on film. I'm sure she'll be back out. Yeah, I'm on the phone here with the $30 track phone. But my internet connection is better, I think, right now than it was this morning. I haven't had it where it said reconnecting over and over on the screen. Yeah, if this camera had a good zoom, I would, because I can kind of see it with my eye. If I zoom that camera up to that towel, the bottom carabiner, there's a good rip in there. Yeah, the towel's got like a rip where each carabiner is in. It's like two inches long on each where the carabiner goes. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say. I don't know. I mean, it is it's stretch. Maybe it's just stretch. I mean, I don't know if we can call it a rip. Kind of a win. Well, I guess we need to see once the rain stops. You know, once the rain stops, we can take it down. We'll analyze more, beat the crap up. My uncle Denny told me to get my fishing pole. You're okay, Florence? All over? I think so. I mean, every once in a while we get some good gusts of winds, but I haven't really been able to pull up the radar like I was yesterday with having the internet and power on. I was having trouble getting the radar to pull up here. I don't know really which way the storm has gone. Yeah, I am glad it was kind of a lame one too, because the size of this thing and the way they hyped it up, I was seeing a lot more destruction. Maybe that was because I got so fed with the local media and the I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable staying here for a Category 3, you know, coming inland for now on. I mean, even though Florence was like 4 or 5 at one time. Yeah, you're right. They were talking like it was the end of the world, the biggest storm ever out there. Once in a lifetime. That's the word they use. Once in a lifetime storm. Be once in a lifetime that you leave when you're 20 miles from the beach. Tremendously wet. Yeah, the yard. I mean, the puddles going out to Highway 90. They're I don't know 4, 5, 6 inches deep. Yeah, I took a video earlier, taking the Pathfinder back in the woods. Drove all the way through the back section, kind of show where the swamps were, and went through the trees and had to put her in 4-wheel drive. Yeah, I saw the electric truck guy out here. Not what was it, 1 o'clock, something like that. He came out here, was maybe out here 4 or 5 minutes, looking at the transformers and the lines, and took right off. Wow, almost no winds now. So that's great. I'm super excited about that. The I'm kind of happy about the overhang that I built over the machines too, because vending machines, because I really thought that was going to go. When you're talking 130, 140 mile an hour winds, you're thinking you're getting that. There's only a couple times that I really got kind of really anxious and about that adrenaline that rushes real quick, and you're like, oh my. I had the helmet in my hand, ready to throw on, thinking the roof was going. Do you have food stocked? Yeah, I have. I'm estimating 3 weeks worth of food. I have a bunch of water. The water's still on. I mean, I've got one of my bathtubs filled with water, supposedly be able to flush your toilet, but I haven't had to use it. Yeah, that helmet. That's right. It's got a face mask on too. Flying debris to stay out of my face. Yeah, any prediction when the power come back on? That's what my mom was kind of, and I said no game now. So I'm in no real rush. Work did send a message out saying they plan to be open on Monday, and they want people to text back saying if you can work or not. I think I missed that text. Oops. As my boss is listening. She's on the channel right now. Aaron. Right, editing at its finest. Just a little smidgen there, just a little section. Cut, delete. I don't know what happened right there. I don't know. Power surge. Yeah, you guys want to see something funny? Everyone that's been in the room that's seen the spotlight on the flag, I don't know if you've seen what the spotlight is. Check this out. It's my bench grinder with a little light in it, a little floodlight going right through the window. So yeah, that's been our spotlight for nighttime. Right now, I'm just sitting with the front door open, hanging out like a loose tooth. What the grinder, or is that the everyone Millie rocks so we can blow the hurricane away? Yeah, Millie rock, right. Yeah, thank you for asking. The neighbors, yeah, they're all good. Nobody's had any leaks. My renters came back today. They all got back in the house, and I asked them to run around the inside, see if there was any leaks or if there's anything blown around the yard that I need to take care of. And they said everything looked great. So really cool. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, John, thanks so much. Yeah, our little community here is doing just fine. I'm waiting to see the trailer straight back there, the one I had to close a screen door on one day. And there's another cream colored one there back in the middle that they're out of town. I'm waiting to see them come back, kind of hear what happened for them. I'm not really sure if anybody is open right now. I mean, someone said that, I can't remember, maybe it was one of the renters said that they plan on opening Walmart today, but that's asking a lot of your employees. I know they do anyway. Whew, the rain's coming in. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've never really thought it would come to having some views on some of these videos. Like this kayak video, I have 500,000 or something. It's like crazy, and it's nothing even really that special. It's just me doing a review on a kayak. I have a video of one of Ashkelon Beach, Israel, that really wasn't doing anything for a long time, and I guess it got in the algorithm. And like this past year, it's been doing pretty well. Yeah, I did. I had it monetized. I monetized my videos several years back, and then within the past year, they changed the rule. You had to have 1,000 subscribers, so they demonetized me. And at the time, I think I had like 600 subscribers, so I needed 400 more or something like that. And just in February of this year, I finally hit 1,000 subscribers. And my twin brother's boy's best friend, he was the 1,000th subscriber. So they reviewed my account again and they remonetized it. So that's pretty cool. You need 10,000 now? 10,000 subscribers? I thought it was just 1,000, unless they just recently. Uh, I know it's 10,000 minutes. 10,000 minutes or something. You have to have, or a certain amount of minutes you have to have within a time period or something. I don't know. But yeah, I already had like Google AdSense already hooked up. That was before they changed the rule, and so when they reviewed it, it was just easy for them to, yep, and then it was done. And I've had $96 in Google AdSense for, I don't know, a year or something, over a year before I finally got enough subscribers. And that $96 is just sitting in there at that Google AdSense account because they don't pay out till it reaches 100. Maybe because my account was old, they gave me a pass. I hope so. I mean, I had one infringement with copyright stuff, and now I understand how it works. You know, before it was just, making videos. Yeah, I should have asked why we had this huge chat room full of people. You know, if people had ideas for me to do, it'd be kind of fun to see what people have an idea to do something. Yeah, it was really cool having that classroom full of kids be able to vote yesterday. Yeah, thank you about those vending machines. What a score! What a score, man. I was so happy, and that machine was right next to me at work. The Alabama Theater is right next door. I just happened to see it on Let Go, and when I called, they're like, "Yeah, we're at Alabama Theater." I'm like, "No way!" I'm like, "I work right beside you. Yeah, I'll come check it out." Backed my little Ford Ranger up. They moved it from right over, rolled it out, and laid it down. I covered it with a tarp and drove it home. And I was already excited because this was my second vending machine purchase. I already had one. I had vending machine fever. And so this is my second one. I knew there was some money in it because all the items were sold out, except the bubble gum. So I drilled in that lock. People in the community do come over here and use the machines. There's not a whole lot of people. I mean, there's like, what would I say, 12 or 13 trailers. But at least, there's kids out here. And there's no grocery store you can walk to. The closest thing is a Dollar General, and it's like a mile and a half or something like that. and there's no sidewalk. There's no sidewalk that kids can walk to get to the gas station or something to buy a soda or a snack. So I'm like, why not? Like eventually it should pay itself off. It's going to take a little bit of time, but eventually it should pay itself off. And it's a kind of a fun idea, at the same time. And so I put it out there, and some of the parents they come over, and one of the guys, he came over, he like shook my hand. He's like, man, I just want to thank you. He's like, my daughter comes over here, spends about $1.50 every day, gets a snack and gets a drink, and said, we really appreciate you having these things out here. I was like, yeah, absolutely, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, that Pepsi machine, that was with Tom Hanks, the movie Big, very very similar to the one in that movie. I got that for $200 from a the Conway newspaper, uh, the printing wherever that is at, whatever it's called, Independent, Ori Independent. Yeah, we'll see. Those, I mean, the uh, the sodas sell a little bit better than the snacks, and I've learned I can't fill the whole snack machine full because some of the snacks get outdated before they get used. During the summer, I have problems selling chocolate because it's not a refrigerated machine. So in the summertime, it's more potato chips and stuff like that. Yeah, all that sugar candy stuff would melt in the summer too. So coming fall here, I'll get rid of a lot of that stuff that's outdated, and then go to Sam's and get some new supplies and different stuff too, so people can try something new. I've actually been snacking on a lot of the snacks that are extra from the vending machines. Yeah, really, you could sell whatever you wanted that wasn't, like selling cigarettes to kids. You could, you know, anything you need to be 18 for, you couldn't sell. What's up with the dollar acceptor on the Lance Cracker machine right now? When I got it, I put a dollar in it. It ran great. Used it several times. The dollar was pulling in just fine. And then one day, the dollar acceptor just didn't work, and I took it apart and blew it out with air, and cleaned off the little laser lenses that that see the bill going in, and with a Q-tip and alcohol, and still it's not upping the bill. It's just acting like it doesn't have power. But when I push the button, um, I don't know, it's like a security button that leans up against the machine. It actually starts to turn on. So I don't know. It like cycles through. It doesn't actually accept the bill. It just cycles through. I actually bought three machines. I did have vending machine fever. I bought a third machine for 75 bucks, I think it was. The brown one. I can't remember exactly, but it was 75 or $100. But I ended up selling it, I think, over $200. And all I did is take it home, and I pretty much took it all apart, cleaned everything really, really well, made sure all the rows worked. There was one row that I couldn't get to work, and so I let the guy know, when I sold it to him, I'm like, row 17 doesn't work. Just don't put anything in that row. He's like, all right, yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. So I told him to get some straps to strap it down in his truck, and he went to like some hardware place and got brand new straps there. He didn't even take them out of the package. We got laid in the truck, and the bed of the truck laid right up. And I said, you don't need those straps. He's like, you're right. And I said, take them back, get your money back. He's like, I will. I was like, thank you. Yeah, I got that machine, the Brown Lance machine, from Alabama Theater as well. It was just an older machine. Yeah, the Pepsi machine, it had several problems when I first got it. You would throw 50 cents into it, and it would just drop soda for no reason. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, John. Uh, I'll try to focus a little bit. I've been looking at edit software, and and trying to figure it out. That stuff is pretty complicated. I think you really do need to take a class for that type of stuff. Maybe not everybody does, but I'm having a little difficulty to do some of this stuff. And I do need to buy a nice program. I've been trying all this stuff. Yeah, it'd be cool. I guess I need to think about getting a good camera too, not just a webcam. I mean that web camera is has a good, not this one. This is my phone, but I was looking at something my neighbor had, was around 300 bucks. It looked pretty nice. Don't even remember what it was. Don't really know a whole lot about cameras. No, I don't have a Mac. They are awesome. They are awesome. Any laptop is okay. Yeah, I got a laptop. It's pretty slow. It'd work though. I could take it outside, or even my phone right now. It's on a tripod. It's just poor quality on this thing. I've got an old Samsung Galaxy S3. If you remember the S3, that's been a long time ago, and that thing still works. And it's got a way better picture. It's cutting a bit, yeah, cutting out in and out as those dark roads roll through. Yeah, we're an hour in here. Not a whole lot of wind. Good, good. It came back. Yeah, my renters, they got a hold of me. They sent me a message asking me if I would like to come to their spaghetti dinner tonight. It's funny because I had a huge bowl of spaghetti last night. Carbs. It's pretty sticky in the house. Humidity. We got up almost to 80 degrees here today. It's 79 for the longest time. It's starting to cool off now. The breeze feels good. Almost. Yeah, I don't see anybody else messaging Joe PR. I think you're the only one right now. The very beginning, my cousin was in here. Darren Lambert. He was saying what's up. Yeah, my friend Gary Morrison. He was saying he was in here. He sent me a Facebook message. He said he couldn't comment. He's like, I can't comment for some reason. So I don't know if it's I made this public. I mean, it wasn't a private. Yeah, Saturday guys are not around. I know. I know. I'll stick on here for a while. I mean, we're an hour 5 in. I'll keep going. I mean, I can charge this phone up. I mean, the sun sets in what, an hour and a half or something. It's 6:30, so 7:30. Yeah, an hour. We got an hour. We got an hour. They'll show up. I have faith in them. What is today? Saturday? Yeah. They got things to do. He needs to be logged in. Oh, I got you. He has to be logged into a YouTube account. I got you. I could send him that message, tell him. I don't know if I minimize the live feed, if it'll close it or not. I'm not going to take a risk. I'll send him a message later. Darn pole. Call Cindy. Just call her. What did you do while you waited for the hurricane to pass? Oh, not much. I didn't do much, just people just wouldn't understand. You are right. They have no idea. They have no idea. It's like, like when they did live stream on Eagle's eggs, like people are like, when are those eggs going to be born? And everyone's watching them for days. It's like, when is that towel going to fall? I heard it. I heard a door. Oh, it's Ammo and Gunner. Ammo and Gunner. And there's Ammo. Oh, yep. He just shocked the piss out of his dog because he probably told him to stay back. Made it home. Just checking in. That was Mom. Let me reply to her. Doing well in the live stream. I can't text to talk right now, and this keyboard is awful. And the live stream. There we go. Thank you so much, John. Yeah, Mom Roxy, she's wonderful. Yeah, she's great. Super worried. I could see it when I talked to her. She was eating her lunch, and I could just see the concern on her face, and kind of dazing off and looking off in the wind, like, what is he doing? I tried to relieve her as much as I could. Everyone helped me a lot, like keep my mind off of this thing. 60, 70 mile an hour winds blowing through here, feeling my house shake. Yeah, I think what I'll do once the hurricane's over is just really check the straps underneath the trailer. They probably haven't been checked in a while. Yeah, it was. It was kind of a walk in the park. I think if I had to do this for some company though, for their style of direction, it wouldn't be any fun. Really, 3 days have passed like where have they gone? And I've been awake for the most of it, and they seem to go by pretty fast, honestly. When I'm working, 3 days seems like, ugh, 3 days. 3 days till I'm off. Ugh. I mean, if I'm saying that all the time, quit my job and get something else, but it's the most money I've ever made before, so it's hard to walk away from. You can always make money somewhere else. My neighbor works a neat job. It's still restaurant related. He works for a gym. It's like Planet Fitness. I think they're called ISI, but they make meal preps for the people that work out there. They make 4,000 prepared meals a week in 3 days. It's like uh, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, three 12-hour shifts, 6 to 6, and then they're off 4 days. Yeah, I did. I got a pass this time. You gotta pass the time. There's mom on phone data or electricity on. Yeah, I got 31% on the battery. I'm gonna go till right about sun, and then I'll plug my phone back in. How many times today? Let me tell you, this is funny. How many times today? And I'm sure so many other people are doing the same thing as me that are without power. You walk into a room and you flip the switch on. You're like, oh, duh. And then like 5 minutes later, you come back in and flip the same switch on, thinking you're gonna have power. Oh, duh. And it's like, man, I should put a little tally piece of paper. How many times I flipped the switch and knew there was no power on. I about made that one of my Facebook comments, being like, how many of y'all out there flipping that light switch on? It ain't working. You keep doing it. Just leave it on. Yeah. Leave the switch on, you know? When the power comes back, your whole house is lit up like a Christmas tree. Have the dryer ready. Have the AC running. No. It's probably not good to do it that way. Got 6 people in the room hanging out. We're in Conway, South Carolina. Hurricane Florence still dropping a ton of rain. I should put a plastic liner in the bed of my Ford Ranger. Made a little swim pool, a little redneck swimming pool. And I think I have some heavy mill plastic that I could throw in there. It's never too late, Aaron. It's not giving up till Sunday. Mom checking in. Hello, Mom. I am here. Not a whole lot going on, just a lot of rain. The Nissan I got is a fine machine. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think so too. I scored on that. $800. I did spend close to, I think, a little over 900 for the new AC and new spark plugs and wires and a new coil on one of the cylinders and new mass airflow sensor, the new radiator for the AC system, a couple other pieces. But yeah, it's running great now. It's ready to rock and roll. I'm going to drive to Atlanta next week. Cooking on your gas stove? Yes, Mom. I've actually I've made boiled water for my neighbor. She came over, wanted some coffee, and so I boiled some water, and we both made a cup of coffee and chatted for a little while. And then I cooked beefaroni, Chef Boyardee again. Never had beefaroni. Someone that girl that was staying over here, she was from Columbia for school. She left some beefaroni and some canned tuna. And I said, I never had beefaroni. I'll try it out today. So that's what I had. I'd rather have ravioli than beefaroni. Even though they're both just like garbage, cheap food. But, you know, whatever. I've been eating a bunch of junk food. I'm ready for a good, 3-4 course meal. A balanced dinner. Or supper. If it stopped long enough, if the rain would stop long enough, I'd see if Adam's got any protein to throw on the grill. Some steaks or some burgers or something. I think the only meat I have right now is sliced ham. I've got sliced ham for sandwiches. It's in the freezer, still frozen. I have not opened the freezer today. I did open the refrigerator. Got me a soda out of there. That's the last soda in the fridge. So then just recently I had to go out to the vending machine. I grabbed 2 Mountain Dews out of there. Been drinking a lot of soda these past couple days. I usually don't drink that much because I'm running around. Yeah, the neighbor girl, she brought oh, what's it? Maxwell House coffee. That is, it's got a boost to caffeine. I don't know. They put a little extra caffeine with the coffee. Um, it didn't taste much different, and I didn't really feel the boost. But yeah, anymore I just do my coffee with sugar, plain. She had hers with milk, whole milk at that, whole milk, sugar, and the coffee. I also had a can of carrots. You know, I opened up a can of carrots. That's kind of plain and boring, but I like carrots. I like vegetables. Pretty much all vegetables except rutabaga. And, well, I guess beets, too. Not a big fan of beets. I guess if there was nothing else to eat. Well, the other day, I am not sure, or I'm not through, or I'm not finished with you. He was saying he hated pickles so much, and I love pickles. He said, I would rather eat a muskrat. It's like a muskrat. Oh man, that's you really don't like pickles. I mean, I guess people can eat a muskrat. Worst case scenario, I can't say much. I've eaten frog. I've had alligator. Grew up on eating deer. I've never tried bison or buffalo, but I want to. You know, I wonder if Adam's got a couple more eggs inside, I might do me an omelet. Yeah, the gas stove is very efficient. Back to the gas stove there. That thing, man. And Jared got one. My twin brother, he got one given to him by his wife's mother. She used to go to the yard sale a lot. And this thing, vintage, but man, in way better shape than the one I have. And he's been using it a lot. They just like there's 2 burners. You can cook, boil with one thing, saute in another, and they got these little wind guards on the side that help block the wind, and just perfect for camping. And for situations like this. Yeah, if you can kind of picture it, my coffee pot, I just put the filter in my pot and put the coffee grains in there. And then once I got my water boiling, I just pour the water over the grains and let it slowly go into the pot. Well, you can tell it's already getting darker. Doesn't take long. 6:46 here in Conway, South Carolina. Haven't seen very many birds flying today. I've seen 0 turkey buzzards. Seen some seagulls. Surprisingly enough, there are seagulls this far away from the beach. I don't think they got blue all the way over here, but oh, there's some birds. Speaking of, right up there we go. I'm not sure what those are. Would you believe I went to the other room and just flipped on the light switch like the lights were going to come on again? Put in another tally on the board there. How many times Aaron's turned the switch on? Knows the power's out. Oh, the power's still out. Duh. Got a little wind, a little action. Not much. You know, John, that is very, very possible. It's early into the game. Uh, you never know. If we do, I'm in. My chips are on the table. I'm all in. I'm gonna get a better setup. We'll get some get all the stuff I need. Yeah, I hope not. I hope not too. Definitely. You're right. They're all over the dang planet right now. Like I think, isn't Texas like they're in line for one? I haven't really been able to catch up too much on it, but I thought there was something down in the Caribbean that was coming over that way. I learned something new today that I didn't know about hurricanes, and kind of eerily, kind of eerie, not eerily, it's kind of eerie that when somebody dies from a hurricane, they don't reuse that name. I'd never heard that before. So, like Katrina, the name will never be used again on hurricane, and neither will Florence now. There's a town that's not far from us called Florence, South Carolina. Yeah, my renters told me they drove out, I think 2 or 3 hours to where they were staying, and then decided they were going to come back and just stay where they were at. Yeah, they could. They could. And so on. You're right. Yeah, the one in the Philippines, we were all talking about that in the chat room yesterday, I think it was. A typhoon, giant typhoon. Yeah, yeah, giving names a bit of a womp womp. Yeah, in your opinion. Exactly. No, I agree with you. Lets people talk about it in a way. Got 15% battery life on the cell phone. Just got a warning there. So I'll let it run until the battery runs out. Or maybe not all the way because I don't remember last time when the power went out if it saved the video. Yeah, you're right. Have to deal with that. Everybody saying, "Oh, Florence this and Florence that" forever. It'd be kind of annoying for her, wouldn't it? Yeah, you're right. None of their kids will be named Florence, that's for sure. I've never kind of really looked at it that way. That's an interesting take on giving names for that. Human names are for humans, right? Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I have seen, before people name their dogs all kinds of stuff. Henry, Paul. I was like, Paul, you name your dog Paul? I guess I can't say much. My uncle named his dog Hey You, and he just kept saying Hey You, and the dog finally took to it. Got a dog named Hey You, and a wife with a human name. In situations like these, I don't have any pets. That really takes a lot of stress off of my shoulders. Where I can focus on myself a little more. The renters, they got 2 dogs and 3 cats, and I'm thinking, whew. And they hauled up and drove 2.5 hours, stayed one night, and then came back. But if it had been really, really bad, they would have been in better shape than I am. Or I would have been. Yeah, the thing is, the time, I feel too guilty leaving a dog home for 12, 14 hours, not being able to go outside and use the bathroom. And maybe if I had a partner, that would work out a little bit better if we had different schedules. But people that live in town, our lunch breaks at work are only 30 minutes. So I live 23 miles from there. But people that live in North Myrtle Beach, they will run home and let their dog out instead of eating lunch, and just eat kind of on the way. Yeah, I am working a lot, but I've always had to. Like we didn't have much growing up, and so I knew I was going to have to take care of myself. Like I think it was, yeah, seventh grade. That's where it was. Seventh grade. I bought my Nikes for $30, and that's the point where I realized if I want something, I gotta work for it. I don't know if you heard me before. I was talking about the youngest in the of the 4 kids, the first one out of the house after I turned 18. I think it was 2 weeks I moved out. I've just always been kind of on the go and independent. But I've been in Myrtle Beach for 15 years now, so I kind of feel like this is home. It's very comfortable. It's very efficient. Everything around here is just a stone's throw away. Anything you could possibly need. Where I grew up in Illinois, you still have to drive like 40 minutes to the closest Walmart. There's no cell coverage out there. It's just real bad. Got to build that 401k. I agree with you. I've actually been putting it in this. There's this thing called Acorns. You may have heard of it. It's an app that rounds up your dollar every time you swipe it, and it diversifies it into large and small corporate bonds and government bonds and a bunch of different other things. And you can have it set to be aggressive, moderately aggressive, conservative, or moderate or conservative, or however you want to have it set. I have it set right in the middle, and I got that going January of 2017, and it's already paid out $145 in dividends and I think a 500 and some dollar gain, and that's a year and 9 months. Yeah, it shows if I stay at this rate that I'm It shows if I stay at this rate, I'll have 170,000 when I'm 65 or something like that. There's Shauna and Cindy. So Shauna and Cindy over there walking the dog. Shauna's in the blue jacket, wearing a pair of shorts and some boots. Cindy's got her hooded flannel jacket. Walking the old dog again. Oh, the dog's got a jacket. That's cute. Yeah, the neighbor lady's dogs, two of hers must have ran out the door, and they ran over to Cindy's house because the Cindy's dog used to kind of bring the other dog, the neighbor's dog, and so they were coming to check on each other, make sure they were okay. Yeah, you're right. If you got in on Apple stock early, any of those, have been great. If you got in on Bitcoin, right, and sold when you needed to, ton of money. I'm just getting into trading. I really haven't done a whole lot. I got some Disney and some Snapchat stock, but that's all I really messed around with so far. Yeah, I'm not messing with Bitcoin. I never had liked the idea of Bitcoin. No, thank you. Yeah, team no Bitcoin for sure, for sure. Snapchat has taken a big drop. It came out, its IPO was $17. It's down to $9 something. Yeah, I know. I think Snapchat's gonna be going downhill even further. Someone said $5 a share. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got 5% left on my battery here. Tesla also no go. I mean, Amazon. Look at the price of that. Amazon's up at $1,900, almost already hit 2,000. I don't know. Amazon's 7:05 p.m. in Conway, South Carolina. Yeah, long position. You start and hold it, and hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it for many years. I couldn't buy I couldn't buy very many shares of Amazon. That's for sure. All right, well, I'm gonna have to sign off. It's saying 1% or something. It's about to go. Amazon, Google, Apple, Samsung. Long position's good. Okay. Yeah, Google for sure. Apple, Samsung, all four of those. Okay, I'm gonna cut out of here. I will be back in the next day, or whenever I can get this thing charged back up. Uh, Take care, Pole Master. Thank you so much. You take care too, John. Everybody else, anybody else that's in the room, y'all take care. Thank you. It's been a fun journey. We're going to continue, though. We're not done yet. Team shirt all the way. I'm team shirt. Call Cindy. Y'all have a good one.